7:30 a.m. Gary, could you please call the roll?
Scott Fishel,
Here.
Dennis Keeney,
Here.
Denise Brewster,
Here.
Linda Grassi,
Here.
and Lori Kniske is absent.
Okay, stand for the pledge, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, so there is a compliance, a Title VI compliance and certification, and this is a resolution to authorize the superintendent to, number one, certify that the Riverside Local School District has received and reviewed the U.S. Department of Education's reminder of legal obligations undertaken in exchange for receiving federal financial assistance and a request for certification under Title VI and SFFA v. Harvard. Number two, certify that the Riverside Local School District complies with the standards set forth in reminder of legal obligations undertaken in exchange for receiving federal financial assistance and requests for certification under Title VI and SFFA v. Harvard. And three, complete and submit the required certification form on behalf of the Riverside Local School District as has been directed by the Ohio Department of Education and Workforce. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Mr. Keeney. And Superintendent Rottino, could you just explain?
Would you like a translation?
What the requirement is and what you would do with that?
Yeah, so this is coming from actually SFFA is Students for Fair Admissions versus Harvard. It was a Supreme Court decision that was issued on February 14th. From that, the Ohio Department of Workforce issued a notice to all schools on April 7th, giving us 2 weeks, so by tomorrow evening at 11:59, that they've received notification from the U.S. Department of Education and state education agencies are required to collect certification responses from local education agencies, which is us, to verify compliance with U.S. civil rights laws. Below, please find links to other documents from the U.S. Department of Education. Regarding Title VI, especially any programs related to diversity, equity, and inclusion. When we looked through other guidance from a number of sources, including Neola gave us 17 policies to review that may include any form of the word diversity, equity, or inclusion. In reviewing those, we had nothing that reviewed to a specific diversity, equity, and inclusion policy. With the one kind of little bit of a inter-district open enrollment, that's 5113.01, that states when we move students, we have to take into account racial balance of the class. That actually is in the statute of the state of Ohio, so that is a legal mandate that we must keep into the policy. So those are the only things we found. Other things we've done, we've met with all directors and administrators to inform them of this policy, to make sure that they have nothing in their schools or anything else, kind of just do a cursory sweep. Also looking at any type of information we send out, including email hashtag lines or taglines and all that. Typically our emails all say the same thing: one community pursuing greatness, getting better every day.
So for anyone that might be watching that wonders what Neola is, just quickly.
Neola is our policy agency, and they are the company that updates our policy and makes sure that we are in compliance with any federal or state statutes, and that all our policies match those. So what they're asking that I do is fill out a letter on behalf of the school district that says I acknowledge and received the reminder of legal obligations, and sign off on it and upload it by midnight tomorrow night that we are in compliance with all these regulations. And if we are found to be in violation of any of these, there's a report made. They are setting up some sort of reporting system for citizens to report these.
Thank you for that. And the reason we're here, Ms. Grassi had requested a meeting, and And so normally this would just be a file signature by the
This is a
superintendent.
this is a very significant one though, and I do appreciate having this discussion. If we are found, it is my license, so it is pretty significant
So-
that's out there, as well as it does impact our federal funding, which is all federal funds under Title I.
Well, I just wanted to make it clear,
Yes.
you could sign it
I-
without a board
I
meeting.
could have.
so-
I do appreciate
But
this.
we are here because Ms. Grassi, you had requested a meeting, and I know no one had seconded it, so I seconded it because of your request. And so would you have something you want to say?
Yeah, I just thought that it was important for us to be transparent about the fact that we had this order that we needed to sign, that I didn't feel it was appropriate for, not that it wasn't appropriate, but I felt that the board should back the superintendent's signature and that we should have a vote on it, just for public record. You know, I don't want the onus to be simply on the superintendent who did it with no vote. I thought it was important that we do that. And I just wanted to make sure that we understand, Gary, our federal funds are in the 500s. Do you have a total on that? I was gonna look it up this
Oh,
morning and I did not. It's somewhere in the range of 4 million?
It's probably a little bit less than that, but if you factor in, because we have federal funding with the food service department as well, so it's
Okay.
probably in that range.
But that goes through that's USD, it goes through the food service fund though, correct?
Correct.
But it
It's
would
still
be
considered.
affected as well, right? So we get a significant amount of dollars from federal funding, and by no means do we want to jeopardize that, but I also felt that our policies are pretty clear and standard, so. But I just felt it was important to have,
It is an
This.
unusually short timeline. The federal moved the compliance back a week to next Friday, however, the state did not. So the state said that we still have to have it by then. I will submit also a copy of the resolution signed with my compliance letter as well.
Well, Gary, can you take the roll?
It's 3.7 million for last year.
Okay,
so-
thank you.
Just do that. All right. Scott Fishel,
Aye.
Dennis Keeney,
Aye.
Denise Brewster,
Aye.
Linda Grassi.
I,
Motion carried. Next meeting announcement. Next meeting, Finance and Personnel Committee meeting, April 17th at 8 a.m. That would be
20 minutes.
20 minutes. And Buildings and Grounds, April 22nd at 7:30 a.m. And a Board of Education meeting, April 24th at 6 p.m. I move to adjourn at 7:37. Can I get a second?
Second.
Thank you. Can you take the roll?
Dennis Keeney,
Aye.
Denise Brewster,
Aye.
Linda Grassi,
I.
Scott Fishel.
Aye. Motion carried, and we'll see you, I won't, but I'll see you in 20 minutes.